Are you working? What kind of work do you do? What is it you want to do when you grow up?
The Chicago Bears. I have to say, Chicago Bears have got one of the best defenses. I have to say, not even one of the best, but they have probably the best defense in the playoffs right now. In the whole league that's been playing at a high level. Now, Jackson, that plays that safety, hasn't played the past 2 games. Now, I expect him to return. A rookie last year turned to some stud safety and took 2 picks to the house last year and has done a nice job for them this year, but's missed a few games so far. 38 to 40 times where Khalil Mack was on the left side is where he got most of his QB pressures. They've only moved him across the board on the other side of the line, just a little bit here and there if they needed to, but most of his sacks and most of his pressures close to the quarterback have been on the left side 38 to 40 times. Now, Lane Johnson, the whole offensive line hasn't done well, but Lane Johnson has really, the whole offensive line is great right now, but Lane Johnson has played at a very high level, and been doing so damn well. We faced the Raiders last year. He took care of Khalil Mack very easily last year. But I see the Bears moving Khalil Mack to the other side where Jason Peters is. Now with Jason Peters, we all know that he's been a broken mess. He hasn't really finished any games this year. Like Doug Peterson has taken Jason Peters out of games early, like third quarter. You know what I mean? Putting Big V in. Now, the only problem I have right now, which I know the Eagles have a game plan. I can see that. So, do I really trust Dallas Goedert blocking Khalil Mack? Probably not. Do I trust a little bit of the running? Do I trust the running backs getting a little bit of a nudge on Khalil Mack? Probably for a little bit of extra protection, so Foles has a little bit more time to throw the ball. But is Khalil Mack going to destroy Jason Peters this Sunday? I think it'll be a nice battle, but I don't know if Jason Peters is going to handle all that. I trust Lane Johnson more than Jason Peters right now. So I expect if there's nothing going on the left side, I think Khalil Mack will move to the right side of the line and go against Jason Peters. And I don't know if Big V can handle it. Probably not. Davian Clowney, did a number on Big V in that Texans game. He really can't handle any of the high-end defensive ends right now. So, what are you going to expect? You're going to expect a pass rush. You're going to expect the Bears trying to get after the quarterback. And this is probably one of the best secondaries in the league that's playing very good together. The amount of turnovers they've had this year, they're pretty high up there, pretty high in the ranking system with the turnovers. Passes deflected. Everything. Forcing fumbles. They've done pretty much almost everything, and this Bears team has turned around dramatically. So, what I have to say is this: with the Bears, Mitchell Trubisky has come a long way into his second year. First year, just like Carson Wentz, no weapons around, no one to really throw the ball to, They really just maybe had a run game last year, but they just couldn't do enough. Mitchell Trubisky and a lot of these players, like Coach Nagy, they're all rookies right now in the playoffs. This Eagles team has been to the playoffs. This team has won a Super Bowl. A lot of people on this roster, even Michael Bennett, has been to the Super Bowl, has been through the playoffs. You have a lot of guys that have done this before. This is why the Rams went to the playoffs last year, couldn't do a damn thing. Young team, not really doing too much, no experience. Mitchell Trubisky, there's no experience. Now, I'm not saying it's an automatic loss by the Bears, but he's got to prove himself and what he's got to do. I don't see the Eagles losing this game at all. So if you're expecting Golden Tate to be on the field a lot, don't expect it, because what I found out, Golden Tate is just a third down wide receiver. That's it. Look at third down. When the Eagles are on third down, you look and see if Golden Tate's on the field. I guarantee you he's there every time, because 9 out of 10 times, he's a third down receiver, which I still don't get till this day. But at least they're using him or doing something with him. They're not just putting him in whenever they want. He's a third down receiver. So This is Alshon Jeffrey's game back in Chicago since he's been traded. Now, there were some words discussed between Alshon Jeffrey and to the Bears, saying the Bears was just a place to work. It was just another place where I had a job. Didn't like too much of being in Chicago as much as he does in Philly right now. And it's not because of the Super Bowl. He loved being in Philly as soon as he got here. So Alshon is going to be, I know he's trying to hide it, but Alshon, I have a feeling he's going to have a really big game against the Bears. I think Nelson Agholor has totally plummeted up to being a good receiver. I mean, he's still a good receiver, but he has increased his workload. I mean, the ball has just been getting around to everybody, and it's great. It's not just the Zach Ertz show. Congratulations on going over Jason Witten's record of receptions in NFL history. Good for you. But other people need to get the ball. Golden Tate needs to get the ball. Nelson Agholor definitely needs to get the ball. Okay, he's got the speed. He's got a little bit of elusiveness with his feet, and he can fucking get people out of the way. He can get some separation. Okay. What I'm very happy with is the running backs right now, because Josh Adams during this Redskins game, last game, he's actually in the passing game. I mean, have you seen Nick Foles threw him some passes out of the backfield? Not even just that, but while he's running up, he throw a little bit of a dagger to him going up the field, and using him, getting that momentum with his body, catching the ball, and using whatever space he could find, and then finishing off with a nice physical rush into somebody, which has been absolutely amazing. But, Nick Foles, this is the story. This is the story, and Nick Foles is going to do what he's got to do. And that's it. Make the throws, do what he's got to do. Offensive line, I'm telling you something right now. The Bears have no idea what's coming, because honestly, that Vikings offensive line, they got two really fucking bad guards, can't fucking block, can't do anything. The Eagles got a almost Pro Bowl fucking offensive line. All fucking most. Okay, Jason Kelce should have been the Pro Bowl the past this year, and he should have been in the fucking Pro Bowl last year. This team is looking very good offensively, especially on the fucking, in the trenches is where the Eagles win. This is how the Eagles win games. Okay, so I'm really happy about that. And I think it's a great matchup. I think the Eagles, I think if the Eagles could run the ball, that's going to be important during this Bears game. They need to run the ball. They need to balance it out, of course, but they need to run the ball on the Bears. They really need to, okay? Because you look on the other side on the Bears offense, they got Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard. Tariq Cohen is that shifty back, very fast shifty back, could run outside, could outrun people. And then you got Jordan Howard. He's a bruiser back, he's a finisher, and he can make defenses tired. He's like the finish man that's going to make everybody tired. So you got to watch out for that 1-2 punch, but they got to watch out for ours too, because we got Darren Sproles that's going to get into this offense. He's been playing absolutely amazing since he's been actually healthy and back, which is fantastic. And Wendell Smallwood is running with no fear in his eyes. I'm happy with all these running backs. They're not top name guys, but hey, they're fucking doing the right thing, with Wendell Smallwood being a few years in the system, an undrafted rookie being the bruiser back. And honestly, Darren Sproles just doing his thing, being Darren Sproles, going out for passes, being mismatches. That's just a weapon on its own, okay? The defensive line has to get after the quarterback, make Trubisky fucking dance around, because Trubisky is not... He's got pretty good, decent speed for a quarterback. He's not he's no Lamar Jackson out there, but he can get out of the pocket, make some throws when he has the time. But with a nice pass rush, I think we can get into his face, try to get him to be a little bit inaccurate. Michael Bennett's had a monster fucking year for the Eagles. Probably the steal signing of the year. Fletcher Cox, most QB pressures in the league as a defensive tackle. Just absolutely amazing. D-line's been absolutely amazing. Brandon Graham has gotten... I'm telling you, a lot of these guys disappeared. It was mostly Bennett and Cox going back and forth, getting some plays done throughout the year. And then Brandon Graham started to progress because he had the surgery and got better and better, because really the middle of the season was his preseason. And then Chris Long has started to get sacks, started to create turnovers, force some fumbles. Then everybody is starting to get better, get more healthy. We're getting healthy and we're hot right now at the right time. The Bears made a huge mistake letting this fucking Eagles team in the goddamn playoffs. And that's all I really got to say about it. That's really all I got to say about it. Doesn't matter if we're away. Doesn't mean if we're home. Now, is that field going to be electric that night? Oh, hell yeah. The Bears fans haven't been to the Super Bowl in a while. Bears fans haven't been in a playoff game in a while. So I'm expecting Soldier Field to be pretty fucking loud against the Eagles this Sunday. But the Eagles fans will be there in attendance, and they will fight back and get what they need to do. But this is Doug is going to have to get creative because Nagy and Doug work together. So this is going to have to get a little creative. You know, can't make shit obvious. Stupid run plays, stupid little plays that just make no sense. But I think Nick has a lot more. Nick has always had his own. He's had his own control over the game, the calls, the audibles, everything like that. So I mean, it's an RPO offense, so that's just what it is. There's nothing different about it. It's the same shit, but it's all about matchups, and that's where Doug and Mike Rowe hopefully have a nice game plan this week. So I'm feeling an upset against the Bears. The Bears are going to get upset. The Bears are going to realize they shouldn't have put us in the playoffs. And that's it. Because we're coming for it. We're coming for some fucking revenge. And, you know, we want to get to the next game. We want to get to the divisional round against the Saints. That's the game we really fucking want right now. That's the game I want fucking badly. So, that's all I got to really say. That's all. I mean, we're going to win in the trenches, and that's it. We have to win in the goddamn trenches, so let's fucking do it. So I will see you guys later. So Shake Squad up. Fly, let's fly.